Good morning, everyone. Günaydın. Professor Yavuz Demir, Rector of Ankara Bilim University, academic and administrative staff of the university, students, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for the invitation to my ambassador today to say a few words at the beginning of the new academic year. I'm very sorry that the ambassador is unwell, but I'm delighted to be with you myself. He sends his best wishes to both the staff and the students at Ankara Bilim University and wishes you a good and fruitful year. Although I realize this university has faculties of fine arts and design and humanities and the social sciences, I'm going to focus my remarks today on the value of science to society, the role governments can play to encourage science and research, and the place that science and technology has in the UK's foreign policy, and the nature of the British and Turkish scientific collaboration. The British Prime Minister, Boris Johnson, who is also a journalist, wrote an article in June about science. He began by saying he could not remember a time in the last 100 years when the entire population of Britain had been so deeply and obviously indebted to science and to scientists. Had it not been for Britain's scientists, the British people would not be able to enjoy the most basic human freedoms: hugging relatives, meeting friends, playing football, going to the pub, or at least not without the risk of spreading a lethal disease. It's thanks to the vaccine rollout, Mr. Johnson continued, that literally every person and every family in Britain has an immediate future that is happier, more prosperous, more full of hope and opportunity. That's a big statement, but looking back at the COVID pandemic, it's undoubtedly true. When we think of the challenges ahead in decarbonising our economies over the next 30 years, in line with commitments made by both the Turkish and British governments, it's clear that we won't be able to achieve that with the technology that exists today. We need scientific and technological research to show us how to become net zero. It's also a statement of the obvious, I hope, that science plays a critical role on a daily and less dramatic basis in improving our lives and contributing to the economic well-being of our countries. The internet and mobile phones have hugely changed the world, creating an enormous number of new social and economic opportunities. For some time, we've talked about the importance of knowledge, especially scientific and technological knowledge, to the prosperity of our societies. A former British Prime Minister, Tony Blair, in praising scientific teaching at universities like Ankara Bilim University, once remarked that the universities are the drivers of the 21st century knowledge economy, just as coal mines provided the industrial revolution of the 18th and 19th centuries. So this should be a good time for science, as people really ought to feel its importance to their welfare, whether in enabling their lives to return to normal after COVID, in tackling the massive challenge of climate change, or in generally advancing our standards of living. The UK government reckons that, despite the high standing of our universities in global tables, I'm proud to say that 4 of the top 10 are British, we have not invested enough in science in recent years, and that applies to both the public and the private sectors. This is going to change in the UK. Mr. Johnson has said that government spending on scientific research will rise to £22 billion annually. And by giving political direction to the tasks the government regards as priorities, he hopes to encourage the private sector to invest more in science too. Some priorities are obvious already. We need science urgently to accelerate the development of solutions that will help us tackle climate change. Specifically, we need progress on efficient power storage, hydrogen manufacture, net zero aviation, and other difficult problems that must be overcome to achieve net zero. but there are reasons to be optimistic. The vaccine program has shown that when the pressure is on, humanity can compress the research of decades into months. The UK will be focused on medical priorities beyond COVID, such as tackling dementia, a serious problem in an ageing society like the UK's, and using new gene therapies to cure the hitherto incurable. We will also be thinking about the opportunities in cyber, in space, and in the field of artificial intelligence, and we hope our scientists will play a leading role in fixing the problems of the wider world, providing everything from cheap pharmaceuticals and drought-resistant crops. It's a huge agenda, and no country, not even the United States, with all its scientific might, can succeed alone. The best science is almost always the result of international collaborations. Leaving the European Union has forced the UK to think deeply about its place in the world. And one of the conclusions the government has reached is that the success of our economy and our prosperity depends on our being a major science power, which in turn means putting science and technology cooperation at the centre of our relations with other countries. Turkey is already an important partner for the UK in the field of science and innovation. We've established the Newton Katip Celebi Fund, which supports scientific collaborations between scientists in our two countries. The Newton Fund also supports cooperation with other countries, but it is notable that the highest number of applications to the fund invariably comes from Turkey. In addition, the British Embassy in Ankara, the Consulate General in Istanbul, and our British Council here in Turkey support and encourage the exchange of views between our scientists, researchers, innovators, and businesses to provide a real dialogue between our countries about developments in science and best practice. We do that in collaboration with universities, research bodies in Turkey, and of course with TÜBİTAK, the Scientific and Technological Research Council of Turkey. The British Council is also working closely with the Council for Higher Education to share experience and expertise with the UK on quality assurance in higher education. Just last week, we launched a new fund to support universities in Turkey who want to partner with UK institutions to create innovative projects to improve the learning experience and outcomes of students in universities in Turkey. And please do look at the British Council website to find out more information about this new fund. We've also established an annual UK-Turkey Tech Week, which for the past 3 years has been attended by the Turkish Minister of Industry and Technology, Mr. Mustafa Vrank. Last year, amongst other things, the UK-Turkey Tech Week set out opportunities for Turkish scientists and businesses to take part in the UK's Catapult programme. This Catapult scheme fosters collaboration between industry, government, research organisations, universities, and others. The big idea is to accelerate the application of research, develop new technologies, and bring them to market and scale them up. We look forward to the emergence of a strategic partnership between Turkey's innovation ecosystem and our Catapult programme. Now, despite Brexit, the UK remains in the European Union's Horizon Europe R&D programme, the largest international research programme worth €100 billion over 7 years. Turkey is also a member, of course, and the UK and Turkey enjoy some 1,200 collaborative links under Horizon Europe. That makes Turkey our 5th highest partner, and we want to keep this going and even expand these connections. So I hope I've managed to convince you that there is a lot going on between our countries in the fields of science, technology, and innovation. These areas of cooperation are only going to become more important in the years ahead. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me finish these remarks where I started. Science has never mattered to us more than it does now. and it has never been appreciated as much as it is now. So this is an excellent moment for the scientists, engineers, technologists, and others to study at institutions such as Ankara Bilim University. We will all be grateful for the new ideas and insights that you will work on, which will make our world a safer, fairer, and more prosperous place. And I hope that one day, some of you will also wish to develop these ideas in collaboration with scientists and researchers in the UK. Thank you very much.